Hey, welcome to another GameSpot patented trailer breakdown with me, Jane Douglas, and him, trailer detective Cameron Robinson.
Hello,
hey,
Jane.
Cam.
I've brought my magnifying glass.
Thank
Ready
you.
to go.
Good, excellent. You're Deerstalker also, but they can't
Indeed.
see that. So
No.
this is excitingly the Dawnguard DLC trailer. That's the Skyrim Dawnguard DLC.
Yes, filled with
And
blood and gore,
filled with blood and
intense
gore.
violence, sexual themes, and use of alcohol.
Right,
All
that's
my favourite things.
the drinking game, as I understand
Yes.
it. Every time there's blood and gore, you take a drink. So we're going to jump straight in, but if you haven't seen this trailer already, you should probably hop to the URL on screen right now, because we are going to be pausing and rewinding and talking all over the good stuff. So unless you've already seen this trailer, this is probably not the video for you.
Exactly. But once you've seen it,
come
come
right back after.
Of course.
Yeah.
We'll know.
So let's jump in.
Okay.
You have found our fortress.
Okay.
So that was the fortress.
We found its
And this is
fortress.
a blank screen now.
But where is it?
Yeah, so we're speculating that it's potentially an island, like Shivering Isles or something in the last game. But yes, set somewhere we're not familiar with already. It's not a castle. It's not a fortress that we've seen before, and
Presumably somewhere you can only get to by boat.
somewhere you can only get to by boat.
I'm guessing.
Indeed.
Yeah, so that's
because
quite
we have
cool.
found his fortress.
Right, so where do we go from here?
You have found our
It's got cool gargoyles and
fortress.
stuff. It's cool.
You have returned my daughter.
Yeah, so we've returned his daughter, this guy's daughter. So what we're seeing is some sort of vampiric-looking dining hall inside that fortress.
Let's zoom back and have a look at the dining hall.
Yeah,
So we found its fortress. It's lovely. It's got tables and what you would normally
corpses on the tables,
corpses on the table, and then like vats of
blood-looking
blood.
stuff.
As
That's not
opposed to
wine.
wine.
That was never
no, that's
wine.
definitely blood.
And a new model on the back of
Yeah.
this player character. Not
We were just
not
it's not clear
necessarily
what
a
it is,
weapon,
is it?
like a scroll
Yeah.
holder,
Scroll
possibly.
holder,
I
potentially
don't recognise the
staff.
model from Skyrim.
No.
So something new, something significant. And he does say, you've returned my daughter. So we think that's how you're going to initiate the main quest line.
Yes.
Potentially.
Although
You find a daughter, rescue a daughter, bring
Yeah.
her to this fortress.
And although most exciting than any of this, much more exciting than the blood and the bodies, is the fact that he's wearing a cape, and so is she, kind of. So I'm
Right,
thinking that
cape's
maybe
confirmed.
capes or cloaks might now be an option.
That's
Finally.
exciting. Well, it makes sense for vampires, right?
Yeah, they need them.
We're pretty confident these are vampires.
Yeah,
I mean,
it
they're
becomes,
drinking blood.
It becomes clear as the trailer
Yeah,
goes on.
yeah,
I
that's
think it's
true.
fairly safe to say. Okay, cool. Let's spin on. Daughter.
But what is it you seek?
Bethesda. That's what we seek.
Is it to be one of us?
Definitely
to
do
make
seem to
the-
be one of you. So if you hop
Okay.
back a little bit there's a sort of vampiric
Is it to be one
transformation in some sort of blood pool, and
Yeah, this is
an
super
exciting
cool.
glimpse of the silhouette of what you're going to be transforming into.
We're noticing it starts off like
There's
just
our Dragonborn.
Dragonborn, but look at his veins and look how his veins start to change and become more and more obvious and kind of protruding, and then it's like, oh my god, blood everywhere, and you've got big winged claws coming at your back. Super awesome. Like that's much better transition than the werewolf one. Not that was particularly bad, but that looks really good.
This is a very cool transformation.
Yeah.
What you see here, and what I didn't mention when we were looking at this guy before, is, well, you can't see it here so much, but on his brooch there's a kind of sigil, like a fanged skull sigil. In fact, he's standing next to a fountain, a blood fountain,
Blood
that has
fountain.
the exact same deal going on.
Yes.
So we think that's significant for this faction. Seems like some sort of vampire faction.
Yes. Shall we spin on?
Spin it on,
To make the darkness your own.
and there we go.
To feed.
To make the darkness your own,
darkness your
and
own.
that's the battle form there.
Yeah.
Seemingly.
So
Like
this
a sort
looks
of
like
Wraith, Nosferatu, winged, hovering vampire
yeah,
demon.
this looks like gameplay, like you're controlling it here. And
Yeah.
also, we noticed he seems to give a shout, so you can still do shouts as a vampire, we're guessing.
Could detect life. That makes sense.
Yeah, so he shouts there and it detects life. It's
Yeah.
pretty cool. And now this next bit's awesome. Let's have a look.
To feast on the souls of the living.
Also the blood.
Yes. All right, so a couple of cool things there. First off,
Feeding
obviously
animation.
before you could feed when people were sleeping, but now you can just walk up right up to them and go, hey, and then chow
Like it's
down.
nothing.
Like it's
Hi.
nothing. How you doing?
In the tavern,
I
yeah.
call these treasures chomp, and you can suck their blood, which is pretty cool. And then, Jane, what do you think's going on here?
So this looks like some sort of portal to a nether realm, at a guess. And then there's a graveyard, which is going to be significant to the vampire section. A lot of gravestones. And you can fly in your hovering Nosferatu form.
Are you with them?
Okay, that was
I
really
spoke
cool.
all over him. He says, but are you one of them?
Are you with
Setting
them?
up
Yeah.
the other faction,
So
potentially.
this is our theory, is
Yes.
that it's in this DLC you choose either to side with the vampires or
Yes.
with the Dawnguard, who we're guessing are the vampire hunters, right?
That's what he's just about to say,
Yes, so that's what we're thinking. So let's see if you agree. Let's watch the next bit.
The Dawnguard.
There's the Dawnguard.
You said it much cooler than I did.
They think they can stop us.
Okay, so lots of good stuff
Here's
there.
the Dawnguard. Not snow elves, after all. That's
No.
what we were speculating on. But we were also speculating on all those weeks back on crossbows.
And that is
And that's a thing.
definitely a crossbow.
She looks like a Nord. Gonna
Yeah,
say.
she does, doesn't she? Yeah,
so-
it's pretty Nordic. And potentially some kind of like Nordic imagery on the crossbow
Yeah,
hilt there as well.
it's a
So that's
Nordic
pretty
design.
sweet. So can we zoom back and have a look at this fortress? I mean, one thing we noticed is we didn't recognize this from Skyrim. So this appears
Another
to be
new
a new
location.
location, maybe the headquarters of the Dawnguard, I guess.
That makes sense. And
Yeah,
you
is
can,
that-
I don't. You know that symbol on the wall?
I don't
Can you see
recognise
it?
that symbol.
Don't recognise it. I guess
Looks
that's theirs.
almost Fighters Guildy, but it's not, is it? Is that Fighters Guild from?
We could look that up.
It's similar.
I'm not sure
I
right
don't
now.
think it's the same.
It looks like a sun. That makes sense
yeah.
for a Dawnguard.
Yeah, that's true. It looks more like a sun than a shield. So yeah, this place, I mean, this is some really cool architecture going on here. We haven't seen anything quite like this in Skyrim so far. So all very exciting.
God. They think they can stop us. But we will find them.
Some new arrows there. Now, who's this dude?
So that's one of the vampire's battle forms. So I guess this is if you're playing from the Dawnguard side, then you'll be doing battle with
He
these
looks
guys
pretty dead there,
rather
doesn't
than
he?
turning into one of these guys.
Yeah. Okay. Okay, just quickly jump back there because before we look at this guy turning
Too
into
much stuff,
I
yeah.
know there's so much good stuff. This looks like body of a giant, right? But like a frost giant, I'm
Like a
guessing.
hybrid.
Yeah, it looks like a frost
Like
troll
the love
hybrid.
child of
Yes,
the two.
some sort of terrible, horrible union created this guy. And yeah, he's got like a club like a giant, so that's quite interesting. And then the next bit, I think this was Jane's favourite bit of the trailer. Is this right, Jane? Fair
This
to
may
say?
have been my favourite part.
Turns into
Vampire bat
bats.
cloud transformation. That better be something the player can do, and it's not
Yes.
just something enemies.
Just check that again,
enemy
frame
dudes are
by
gonna
frame.
do.
This is super cool. If
It's
you
an
can, if you
excellent
can
sort
do
of
this,
fiery bat
just-
cloud transformation.
if this becomes like one of your powers when you're out to powers, you can just go right bumper if you're playing on Xbox, and then pow, I'm gone.
I
I'm
am
now
all the bats.
all the bats. That would be super cool. Okay, and
Although
then
how do you navigate then as a cloud of bats?
I don't know. Maybe I don't know. Well, that's problems
That's
we
a
can deal with
problem
that
for
later, Jane.
Yeah. Also, excitingly, even more stuff. The mounted combat, which we knew was coming, but we weren't sure exactly when. It does make sense for it to come with the Dawnguard DLC, though. So yeah,
And there's some
mounted
new
combat.
armor. I hadn't actually thought of this, but that looks like new armor. I've not
New
seen
armor?
that. That's not steel plate. That's something new. Is that a Dawnguard symbol just by his neck?
Potentially.
Could be, potentially. So it's hard to tell, but I think that's new armor. I'm going to go out on a limb and say that.
All right.
And then I think we've got a new kill cam here. Let's watch on a little bit, though.
Whoa, hold up.
Loads of good stuff there. Loads of good stuff.
All right, hop
Rewind.
back 3 shots.
Rewind. Rewind. So, this is amazing.
Yeah. So we're speculating that this is the feeding animation in the Nosferatu type form.
Yeah, so when
Although
you're...
that's not necessarily a player character right there. That may be something else. He may be a character, an NPC, a
Yeah.
specific NPC.
She almost looks like she could be a thrall for the vampires, She's in like the
in those robes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I guessing that's feasting on the life
Yep.
force or something.
Spectral horse.
Spectral horses,
Very
we
exciting.
love them. They're
Yeah.
always good. And then after that, something weird. This dragon looks like a regular dragon. And then he's like, I'm going to plow through the ice.
He's an ice fishing dragon.
Yeah. What is that about? That kind of doesn't fit in with the whole narrative of what we've been seeing.
Do dragons do that?
What
What does the dragon want that's
I don't
under
know.
there?
Is there no food on the land? I don't know. Anyway, that's really mysterious. So hopefully we'll find out more about that.
The Elder Scrolls will be mine.
So he wants the Elder Scrolls.
Yes.
the
So
head
this
vampire
is kind of
dude.
his motivation here. He wants
Okay.
the Elder Scrolls.
Now
He's
this
pretty
is
confident.
interesting. Yeah.
Will
He's
be
confident.
mine.
Now, hop back a second, cause
Further back.
no, when you see the map and the 2 red sigils on it,
Yours will be mine.
There you go.
There we go.
So, the fanged skull-looking symbol in the upper right, that's the one we saw on the leader dude's brooch,
Yes.
badge or whatever, and also in their hideout in a sort of a blood fountain. So that's those guys, and we're speculating maybe that's where they're located. That signifies their fortress location.
Yes.
It is by some water, sort of makes sense, and the horned creature-looking logo
Yeah,
in the
we're
bottom
guessing
left.
that's the kind of sigil of the Dawnguard, which
Except
is
not, because we just saw that sort of sunlight.
Oh, yeah,
like
that's
logo.
true.
But it does
Yeah,
look
good
like
point.
the city symbol for Markarth
Yeah,
on
very
the
similar.
map. In fact, we can throw in a Skyrim
Yeah, here you
map.
so you can see it is quite similar.
Yeah.
And so it's possible
And the
that's a
rivers,
location.
I mean, Markarth is by a river and is by a lake, but
Yeah.
doesn't exactly correspond. But the line that runs across the sort of top left diagonal, that's a border, you reckon?
I reckon so, but that again doesn't really fit in with what we're seeing on the map. So I'm a bit confused as to exactly where this is.
An
Are there
entirely new location.
Yeah,
perhaps.
yeah, it'd be very interesting to find out. And then have that.
Tyranny of the sun.
Got that there. So he says, "And the tyranny of the sun," and we see a very recognizable building. It's Dragon's Reach, right?
Yeah, we all know Dragon's Reach.
Yep. And then it seems to this weird portal thing seems to open up in the sky.
Well, I wonder if it's an eclipse, because although we didn't let him finish speaking, he says the tyranny of the sun shall end. So could it be a vampire-induced eclipse of some kind? That's his end goal. Get all the
Yeah.
Elder Scrolls, blot out the sun.
Isn't this a bit like that episode of The Simpsons when he blots out the
That's his
sun with
deal.
the big dish thing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or, like we were also saying, it could be a portal of
Yes.
some kind. But a portal in the sky, which is only useful if you can
Yeah.
get up there. So
All right.
an
I'll
eclipse,
let him
maybe?
speak this time rather than me
Yes, let's do
interrupt.
that.
Shall end.
The tyranny of the
That's what he
sun
said,
shall
shall
end. And then we see some ashes, we think, blowing off the letters Dawnguard. So there you go. That was our expert analysis of this trailer.
Expert analysis.
as it is.
Thanks, trailer detective Cam
yes.
Robinson. So, in a nutshell, vampire hunters are the Dawnguard
Yep.
versus vampires.
Yep.
So 2 factions. That's our bet anyway.
That's what we're thinking, yeah.
Factions you choose between new locations, but also, we saw Whiterun there, so an old location. Mounted combat,
Yes.
we knew that was coming. Crossbows,
Hell yes.
and
Vampire race transforming. Yeah, that's pretty exciting.
yeah.
Yeah. And hopefully turning into a big cloud of bats. That's what I really want to see.
That's the stretch goal.
Yes.
That's on our wish list. And
Cool.
that's it. That
Yeah,
was
but-
the Skyrim Dawnguard
Yeah, let us
trailer.
know what you think, though, in the comments. And if we've missed anything, definitely throw it down there. And make sure you come back next time for our trailer breakdown.